to another episode of the Retro Cellar, where today we will be covering something similar to a device that we covered a couple months ago. If you remember the My Arcade mini arcade systems, I've got about 5 of these. If you haven't already seen it, check out the video. Today we will be covering something from a different company. These are called the Arcade Classics mini arcade games. They're made by a company called Basic Fun. That company started in around 2009, and through various acquisitions and licensing, they put out products from the 70s and 80s that some of you may remember, like Care Bears and Light Brights and Kinects and Lincoln Logs and Tonka Trucks and the Viewmasters, if you remember those. They do a Speak and Spell. Amazing that they have this kind of stuff there. I know they also do like a Carmen Sandiego game, Oregon Trail, if you remember that, and the little electronic LED sports games from the 70s that you might remember, like the electronic baseball and football, basketball and hockey. All amazing. I should get those things and really bring back memories. But like I said, today we're going to be covering these. Some of you might remember, if you're fans of the movie Wreck-It Ralph, this is Fix-It Felix Jr. This is the game that the characters in the movie lived inside. They basically go for around $20-ish. You can get them at Walmart, Target, or Amazon. There's also another one that's slightly different than these. The Mortal Kombat. This one actually goes for about $30. They vary in quality. The worst one being the Asteroids. We'll get into that one. That one's garbage. You're not going to play these for hours, although they fit in the hand better than the Mario Arcade ones, which, you know, they're significantly smaller than this. But these, you basically had to play these on the table. It was awkward to play it with, you know, the way it's designed. These fit in the hand a little bit better. But again, you're not going to play them for hours because the screen size, which is, I'm going to guess, about 2 3/4 inches, and just the layout of it. You're not going to play them for long. I personally like them just to have them in a collection. They look good to sit there, pick up every once in a while. The kids seem to like to play them. But enough about that. Why don't we take a closer look at it to see if this would be something that you would want to add to your collection. Okay, here we have a closer look at the devices. These are the 5 that I have, that being Spy Hunter, Centipede, Mortal Kombat, Asteroids, and Fix-It Felix Jr. So why don't we take a closer look at one of them? They all basically have this design, with Mortal Kombat being the one variant. It basically mimics the arcade cabinets as they existed back in the day, as far as the artwork is concerned. Basically all you have in it is the screen. You have your joystick, which is okay. It's, you know, it's small, obviously, because of the size of the thing in general. I mean, it works, but I wouldn't say it's any kind of good quality. Buttons are okay. In the front, you have your volume button, which you basically have this setting, which is low, high, and off. Speaker's okay. Looks like it has 2, but it's really, the one here is the only one. You have your on and off. Nothing much else. 3 AA batteries are what's used to power it. And apparently they have some way for you to mount it on something. First I actually noticed that, like you're going to mount it on a wall, I guess. I don't know. But the best way to play it is either on a table like this, or to hold it. If the table's at the same level as your face, I guess setting it on table would be good. But otherwise, if you set it on my table, the viewing angle is not so great. But let's look at Spy Hunter. I mean, this is going to be real quick. There's really no reason to get too in depth with it. But you turn it on, and that's basically what it looks like. You get your start button, and as you can see, the viewing angle's okay, I guess. You gotta kind of look at it from straight on. You're gonna kind of lose yourself a little bit otherwise. Just by the way you have to hold it, you're kind of jostling it around a little bit. Oh, I went and croaked. But you can tell the sound is okay. It's not terrible. Graphics aren't too bad for a screen of this size. Now let's look at Mortal Kombat. The sound on this one, if you can hear it, is significantly distorted from that one speaker. You listen to that. That's awful. Even at a lower setting. It's not like the speaker's being overpowered at that volume, but it's the sound is terrible on this one. And this is the $30 one, mind you. You beat me already. Well, I'm basically just button mashing, because if you look at the layout, can't quite see because I'm right in front of the screen here. Hey, look at that, I won. But basically what you have is your high punch, high kick, block, low punch, low kick, block. Now let's try Centipede. So it plays okay. It's just that everything's really tiny on the screen. Like, really tiny. You don't expect, too much out of something this size, but now we'll look at Fix-It Felix Jr. Here's good old Ralph. So basically all you're doing is just like in the movie, everything that Ralph destroys, you try to fix and avoid getting hit by him. So, even though it's actually a modern game based on the movie, has a real good 80s arcade feel to it. So now we'll cover the worst of the bunch, this being Asteroids. This one, I don't even know why they did it this way, released it this way. It's extremely hard to play. It isn't a liquid crystal screen like these. It's more or less like an LED dot matrix kind of thing. So it's not really animated on a regular screen. It really is garbage. You also do not rotate like in the actual game. You're basically turning around in a circle. You can actually see, if you look at the screen, these are where the LEDs illuminate. I mean, you can't move around the screen other than in that one little circle, so you're limited in your movements. And I don't know why this was difficult for them to just make it a liquid crystal. It's just basically vector graphics. The sounds aren't particularly authentic. It's hard to avoid getting hit because you're locked in this one little circle. It doesn't respond all that well. See, it's stuck. The viewing angles are absolutely terrible in it. I mean, this is garbage. Out of all these mini games that I've had or played, this is by far the worst. So there's no way that this particular one that I could recommend that in any way, shape, or form to anyone. The rest of them are fine. I mean, like I said, they're small and you can't really play them for hours, but they're still fun. This one here isn't fun at all. So avoid this one at all costs. This would be a waste of your money. Even if they only sold it for $1 or $2, I still wouldn't buy it. It's garbage. But like I said, the rest of them, they're fine. Maybe you want to have those to your collection, like I did. Like I said, I got about 10 of these mini things. I'll probably get more, but definitely avoid this one. Well, there you have it. There's our quick look at the classic arcades, mini arcade games. There's not much more you can say about them. They are what they are, little teeny arcade cabinets. They're good to have in a collection. They look good sitting on a shelf. And for the most part, they're fun to play every once in a while. Other than this piece of crap, I don't get the Asteroids. But you can't go wrong with them. They're not going to break the bank. They're $20, $30 for the Mortal Kombat one. And if you're a collector, these are a good thing to have. So maybe you'll want them, maybe not. But I don't regret it. And that's it. I guess we'll see you in the next video.